Welcome back to another episode of NaytonTech. Today, we're going to be reviewing my new Pixel Buds. I'm going to do a little unboxing today, as well as I'm going to compare the Pixel Buds to a couple other sets of headphones that I have and kind of give you the pros and cons of these over those, and of course those over the Pixel Buds. So let's get started. First off, let's start with what you get in the box. Pixel Buds do go for $160, so this is what you get for $160. You get your case, you get the Pixel Buds, some cardboard, reading material, which I haven't read, and a charging cable, which is USB-A to USB-C. No charging brick. Inside the case, which I always try to open these things backwards. The lip on this, I always expect this lip to be on the top. If you can see this here. So I always want it to open backwards. Maybe I'm just backwards, but the lip on this is actually a hard lip. From all the pictures and stuff I saw, I always wondered it was a soft felt lip and it was just there for kind of looks, but it actually, there is an overhang on this side, and then on this side there's an overhang here. So you just grab it and pull it open. There is a magnet that does hold it closed, as long as you get the cable wrapped correctly. I don't know why so many people are complaining about wrapping the cable on this. Honestly, I find it a lot easier to wrap this little, 6-8 inches of cable than the 3 feet of cable that you have on your earbuds or whatnot. Wrapping around how many times over whatever you're going to be wrapping around. This at least has a place for all of it. When you open the case, it does give you a charge. If the Pixel Buds are in the case, it will give you a green light letting you know that they are charged, or the green light will be flashing letting you know that they are charging. I'm going to put these back in. People also complain that these are hard to get back in. They're magnets. Drop them in, line them up a little bit. You notice these ones are fully charged. I actually haven't used them today. Hold the button down for a second. It will give you the 3 lights, which are the battery inside the case. It also has a nice sticker there to show you how easy it is to wrap. Every now and then you do have to give them a little bit of force or wiggle them. There we go. Okay, so wrapping. Wrap around, stick it in. When you do take these out the first time, there is a piece of plastic that covers your gold contacts. Make sure you remove that so that the Pixel Buds can charge up. I plugged mine in for 10 minutes with the Pixel Buds in there to make sure that it had a good charge, the base had a good charge, or your case had a good charge, as well as the Pixel Buds had a good charge before I tried to pair. I'm wondering if that's why some people are having problems pairing their headphones the first time, just because they're not charged. I haven't had any problems pairing these with my Pixel 2 XL, paired perfectly the first time after I charged them for 10 minutes. The case on this actually is really soft. Comparing it to my Pixel XL, this feels more like a Levi material. It's a lot firmer. Obviously, it's got a hard case on it, but it feels more like Levi material. This feels more like felt. It's really soft. So hopefully we don't notice any premature wear. I've actually had this on my pocket of my pants for most of this week. Haven't noticed anything, any wear on it. So hopefully it holds up. The hinge on this is rubber on this side and felt on this side. So hopefully it does hold up. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pull out my other 3 pairs of headphones, and we are going to compare the positives of the Pixel Buds over the pros and cons of the other headphones that I've got. And I've got 3 pretty common other styled headphones, and I'll kind of give you my opinion of these over those and whatnot, and a couple of the cons that I found with these. So I'm going to do a quick introduction on those so we know what we're working with, and we'll dig in. So obviously we've gone over the Pixel Buds, so those are going to be our number 1. Number 2, I've got a set of Aftershocks. These are the Blues 2. They're a couple years old. These are the bone conductive headphones. And I'll put a link. There's a couple other really good reviews on these. One of them by Unbox Therapy. These are really nice, and like I said, they've got their positives and their negatives, so I'll kind of go over those. as well, and especially how they compare to the Pixel Buds. I've got a set of LG, I don't remember the model on these. These are basically going to represent our normal in-ear earbuds. These ones are Bluetooth, but though, you know, as far as how they work and function, just like normal earbuds. And then I've got my Logitech G933s, which we reviewed last week. Let's talk about comfort. These are actually extremely comfortable. I have actually worn them for 7+ hours in my ears without taking them out and haven't noticed any discomfort. There's actually, most of the time I find that I forget that they're there. The only reason that I really remember they're there is the cord on the back of my neck. And we'll go over that a little bit later. Compared to these are pretty comfortable, but with the hard back on them, I find that it wants to bounce. When I'm walking around, these kind of want to bounce on the back of my neck, which in turn changes the contact point where they contact with my ear, or sorry, with my jawbone here. With these, comfort, in-ear, everybody's different, but I notice after a couple hours of having something in my ear canal, I start noticing discomfort. And then with the G933s, even after a few hours, I'd notice some pressure on my head, just from, you know, these wanting to hold on to my head basically. So I do notice after a few hours still that I do get some discomfort. Let's talk about volume a little bit. Volume on these actually get pretty impressively loud. I would say almost easily as loud as your in-ears or your over-the-ears. The bone conductives, volume's a little bit different with those since it's actually being driven right into your eardrum. I would say they don't get as loud. But I generally, with my Pixel Buds, I'm generally 10 to 20% volume and I can hear everything perfectly fine. Most of the time it works, so I don't crank it up too loud, but they do get loud. Louder than what I would probably ever listen to them to. So take that as a grain of salt. Some people like stuff really loud, but generally on a day-to-day, I'm 10 to 20% volume is plenty perfect for me. Now let's talk controls. On the Pixel Buds, you've got touch controls on the right earbud. Forward and back swipes will give you volume up, volume down. And then you've got your normal tap to play pause, play and hold, or touch and hold will give you your Google Assistant. And a double tap, I believe, will answer phone calls. A lot of people have complained that when you're taking them in and out of your ear or putting them back in the case, if you happen to touch it, it'll start playing music or your podcast or whatever you had going. What I've learned on these, and to get around that, is the touch controls don't take up the whole earbud. It's just probably the center 3/8, half an inch of it. So if you grab it by the outside, even when you're putting it in your ear or putting it back in the case, if you grab it by the outside rim, don't have any problems with that. It won't mess with the touch controls on it. Most of the rest of these, all of them have a power button, all of them have volume, play pause. So a lot of the same functionality, but obviously these are quite a bit smaller. We're going to go over a couple comparisons now of things that I like with the Pixel Buds over what I like of these other ones. First thing I wanted to mention, comparing these two. If you've never felt or listened to bone conductive headphones, see if you can find a chance to check some out. They're pretty impressive for what they do, but they do have some limitations, and I'm going to go over a couple of those. The advantage that a lot of people like of these is you can hear still hear stuff going on around you. You can with the Pixel Buds as well. The biggest difference I see between those, with these in my ear, these take priority. So the sound coming out of these takes priority over the things going around me. If I want to crank up, if I don't want to hear what's going on around me, I can turn the volume up a couple notches on these and it will drown out what's going on around me. With these, you almost can't crank them up loud enough to drown out what's going on because nothing's blocking your ear canal. So what I found when using these is it's really hard to focus on what I'm listening to, if it's an audiobook, a movie, music or whatnot. If there's something else going on in the room, the wife's watching a movie or whatnot, it's really hard for me to focus on what I'm listening to without being distracted by what's going on in the room. With Pixel Buds, I haven't noticed that as much. I can just crank up the volume a couple notches, and with these blocking my ear canal, it doesn't allow anything else in over that volume. So I can still watch what I'm watching, listen to what I'm wanting to listen to, and not have things around me distract me anywhere near as easy. The next comparison that I wanted to do is with the in-ear earbuds. These are going to get louder, mainly because they block out outside noise. Might sound a little bit better for that same reason as well. But the one thing that I found that annoys me the most with in-ear earbuds, I can't eat while I'm wearing them. I can't talk while I'm wearing them. Maybe it's just my ears, but whenever I'm moving my jaw, my ear canal changes shape, which in turn moves the earbud around and eventually falls out. So that was my biggest pet peeve with earbuds, because I can't listen to music and eat. I can't do, talk and whatnot when I've got those in. What I noticed with the earbuds, I've worn these for 7 hours straight. I've eaten, I've had munchies, I've talked with people and whatnot. Never had a feeling like these were going to fall out, get in my way, anything like that. They don't interfere with my life, and that's what I like about these. The last comparison that I wanted to do is compare to over-the-ear headphones. And really, there is no comparison. You're comparing apples to oranges. These are designed to be high-fidelity, sound quality headphones, block out noise, sit down, enjoy the music, enjoy your video game, not running around the house or jogging or whatnot. That's not what these are designed for. What these are designed for is an everyday, kind of like an everyday carry, but these are an everyday wear headphone. You can use these in almost every scenario that you're going to be doing, and you don't have to take them in and out. That's the beauty of it. You can wear them while you're running. They're not going to fall out. I've used these running up and down stairs. Never had the feeling that they were going to fall out. I've never had them fall out. I can walk around the office and still be able to hear if somebody needs to contact, to talk to me and get my attention. I can pause my music because I was able to hear them. You can use them while you're eating. You don't have to take them out. They're not going to fall out while you're eating. These other ones have their disadvantages. And I'm not saying that these are perfect, but these other ones don't work from what I've used from them. They don't work as an everyday, all day wear device. These, a little bit heavier in the back, they want to move around. I was not able to run with these and have them feel like they're not going to fall off my head. There's the weight on the back of these just doesn't work for me. I can't listen to music without, granted people can talk to me, but it really interrupts what I'm listening to. These, I can wear these. They're great if I'm mowing the lawn, but if I'm listening to music, I can't hear anybody else around me. So they don't work for that scenario. I can't eat with these in because they want to fall out of my ear, and I can't talk to people, one, because they want to fall out of my ear, two, I can't hear them very well. These don't fit that scenario. And obviously these don't. I'm not going to go running with these. I'm not going to walk around the office with these on my head. So for an everyday wear headphone, these fit the bill. The only disadvantage and the only pet peeve with these that I have is the cord. Not necessarily that it wraps around my neck, but most of the time when I'm wearing a collar, the cord likes to catch. So the cord drapes down and wants to get uneven. I'm a little, pet peeve. I want the cables to be even on both sides so I don't look like I'm retarded and have the cable, lopsided. I'm always straightening the cable. That's my pet peeve with them. I can usually make it through an 8-hour day before the battery starts warning me that it's dead. And that's listening to music off and on, or an audiobook. Good 4 to 5 hours of listening time. Well, there you have it. That's my review and my opinions of the Pixel Buds. They are a great everyday wear device. I think they fit the bill for that. They're not going to be your best sound quality. They're not going to block out the outside noise, but they do give the ability to wear your headphones in almost every scenario without having to take them in and out, except for charging. I'd love to hear your opinions on stuff that I've talked about. Post your comments below and we'll chat. See you next time.